Hello, you're listening to Daijoubu podcast. I'm Christian, and today I'm here with Gabby.
Hello.
And David.
Hello.
And this is our week 4 podcast. Today we have an episode with, we're going to go with the same kind of format we did last week, and we're going to have 3 segments for you. First one, we're just going to have our week in anime, what we've been talking about, or what we've been watching, keeping up with. It'll probably be a little bit shorter than last week because our personal lives are getting pretty busy with finals coming up. And then we're going to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Is it an anime or not? So we're going to debate that, see how that goes. And finally, we're going to have our guilty pleasures. What animes that we like to watch, what just makes us feel happy but have no credibility as a good anime. And that's basically what we consider guilty pleasures. Do you guys have anything to say about today?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into it. Okay, so this week in anime for Christian, I watched pretty much. I finished K-On! K-On! Season 2.
Oh,
yeah. Nice. You're saying that was hard to get through.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, last week I was talking about it. If you guys watched last episode, I really just could not get through K-On! I literally have been watching it for probably 3 months now, and I don't know, I had a friend tell me how, like, boring and slow it is, and how it's just, like, really, really cheap writing, and I was like, no, you don't get it, like, K-On! Is just moe, it's just for your heart, you know, it just makes you feel good, and that's how I got through Season 1 in probably 3 days. I think I watched Season 1 in 3 days, because it just made me want to cuddle up and imagine hearts everywhere and feel good. But Season 2, after my friend told me that, I just could not get myself to watch it. There was no motivation anymore. But I must say, like a lot of people say, K-On! Season 2 gets very emotional, and it did. Like, you know, it touches you. It's about, you know, people getting older, friendships, like, leaving each other and stuff, and, like, how to cope with that, or how to deal with it. And K-On! Does it in a very cute way, and, of course it's going to be cute, it's K-On!, it's just moe, but, they do it in a very well-mannered way. They, like, I don't know, I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't, but...
So it's not pure fun and cuteness that you're used to from Season 1, that's
Yeah.
why your heart can't take it, right?
There's more to it.
No, it's not like heartstrings, it's just boring. Like, K-On! Just got boring, and I was like, wow,
Damn.
I can't get through it. I just dreaded watching it, and because I wouldn't watch any other shows, because I was like, I need to finish this. So, I wasn't watching anything else, and I was just dreading watching K-On! So, my last week in anime sounds really sad, but
Yeah, sounds
whatever.
That's a fun week.
Let me think. Other than that, I just watched whatever we're keeping up with this season, and it was really annoying because like nothing aired at all like this week. It all airs.
Yeah.
It all airs on Saturday or Sunday, I guess. And I don't know. Like I just wanted to watch more stuff. Okay, whatever. Let's move on to somebody else's.
I'll go.
Okay.
So this week I watched pretty much all of Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. Oh my god, it is so good. I watched it because you were talking about it, Christian, and then and I was like, yeah, I need to watch this, I guess. And I'm so glad I did because it is so freaking funny. Oh my god, just
it's like top tier comedy, isn't it?
It is like
it just makes you feel like all the comedy you've been watching or all the shows have just been so bad, right?
Yeah,
it just feels like, wow, all the comedy I laugh at is just stupid ecchi jokes and stuff, you know?
Yeah, these jokes are really funny because I don't know. Hey, role reversal, Christian, we were talking about this. There's a lot of role reversal going on where, you know, there could be a guy, but Nozaki-kun uses this guy as the girl, and there's this girl who he uses as a guy, and just the character interactions are just so funny because of everyone's personalities, and I freaking love it. Like, good recommendation, guys. Good job.
very good. Yes.
Yeah. Besides that, I just been watching. I watched Joker Game. It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much just keeping up with what's
Yeah,
been.
Joker game. I'm not really sure what's going on because like
Same,
every episode is
same.
like a whole nother story arc, and there are like a lot of different characters to go by. So I'm not sure if that's how they're gonna go with it because that's not very. I don't know. You don't get attached to any characters that way, so it's kind of
The
like
so the way I was thinking about it is, the first episode they introduce all of the spies, right?
yeah,
I think each episode from here on out is just going to be a specific spy in a specific area, and I
yeah.
like
That's
the
what I thought, but I don't
yeah.
know. It's just I don't get attached to them that way.
And
Like if you
I
have
think
one
that's the
episode
point
done.
because everyone looks so just run off the mill like average citizen. You're not
Mhm.
supposed to remember them because that's the whole point
Exactly.
of being a
Like
spy.
the last episode, like throughout the whole episode, I was like, so which one is a spy?
Yeah, me too. Me too. I was like, and then they revealed it, and I was like, nice,
Yeah.
cool.
But I mean,
So,
I guess that does make sense. Like since they're spies, you don't really want to you get attached to them because that's
uh-huh.
like their purpose.
And
It's
like
to,
in that
kind of
regard, they're
like be
doing.
there and disappear.
Mhm.
I guess it makes sense. I'm gonna keep going with it because I mean the storylines are intriguing. I just don't like how they don't really give much mystery to the audience. Like there's a mystery there to solve, but they just explain everything to you. They don't like
Right.
let you speculate a little bit. It's just like all in that episode. Whereas like some anime, like the episode of ReZero this week, they left you kind of like on a cliffhanger.
Uh-huh.
And so you have to like when you're done, you like speculate all these possible things, and you don't get to do that with Joker Game because they just straight up tell you everything.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
like,
Wait, so I'm not watching Joker Game, but is it episodic? Like,
It looks like that's where it's going.
seems like it, yeah.
Because me and
Okay.
Gabby didn't know where it was gonna go. I thought they were gonna be in a group doing cool things, but
Yeah,
it
but
looks
it's
like
not.
separated. Yeah, into like different parts of the
okay,
world.
okay, wait, what were you gonna say, Gabby?
I was just gonna say because it's like it's supposed to be World War II, I believe. It's not like 100% historically accurate. They tell you that.
Mhm.
It's just like based on it.
Mhm.
And or maybe it's World War. I think it's actually World War One. I don't really know. One of the World Wars. And like each of the spies is placed somewhere different in the world, and like they're trying to get like information so Japan can like win the war. But we all
Or
know
something.
if it's gonna be off of history, they're gonna lose. But
Mhm.
So-
Okay. Do you think that they're gonna go in like a Baccano direction? Like, do you guys know how Baccano tells its story?
mm-mm.
I haven't seen all of Baccano.
Baccano, it starts off with a bunch of characters, and it shows all of their little stories. Like they're all in one timeline. No, there's like 3 different timelines, and they tell the story like backwards. So like in the past, then they go back up, and then they go back again, and then back up. But it's like all these different stories of all these characters and what they're doing at like one time when this train robbery is happening, and then eventually they start melding together, and you start seeing the characters within the same story, and you're like, this is how it connects. So like Baccano is like pretty hard to start because it's so confusing at first.
Yeah.
So do you think that's where Joker Game is going, or do you think it's just episodic?
I mean, it could because I mean, eventually, I assume that they're gonna be losing the war because I know it's like based off of history.
Uh-huh.
So it's possible that like as time goes on and they're starting to lose the war, then like the spies like start losing, I guess not conviction, but like purpose.
Mhm.
So maybe I don't know, they start contacting each other. I don't really know, but I mean it could be that in the end they end up all back together.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But yeah, currently it doesn't seem that way. Currently they just have there's nothing to do with anything,
Mhm.
like other than the fact that they're spies.
All right. So what have you been watching this week, Gabby? Besides Joker Game?
Yeah, I mean, I just kept up with what I needed, like with whatever came out, which wasn't too much, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think that like ReZero is still like pretty good. The most recent-
yeah.
Yeah, no, the most recent episode, like it felt a little different because like he's like
Because it slowed down. It
Yeah,
was
it slowed
like
down
it
a
was like
lot.
wow, nothing bad is happening to him, right?
yeah, but apparently something bad happened because
Yeah, something weird happened.
yeah, they
Yeah.
don't tell you, but
ReZero
and
is
then-
Oh, sorry.
But oh, you can go.
I was just gonna say ReZero is definitely like Cliffhanger, the TV show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
But besides that, like the Bungo Stray Dogs, I feel like is still going pretty strong. Actually, stuff is getting more interesting because he was like is part of the society, and you find out there's like an anti like version of the society, and like lots of more action than I was expecting,
Mhm.
and people have like crazy powers, so it's really interesting to see. Like, so the powers that they have are very unique that I haven't seen anywhere else before. So
Mhm.
I really like that. And then the Tanaka-kun is listless is just getting better. I love it so much.
It's just really funny. That's
It's
good.
so funny. And like I thought it was gonna be like I didn't really know where it was gonna go because it's just this kid being lazy, but then they focus more on like the side characters and how they interact with him,
Okay.
which is how most of those kind of anime work. And so the side characters are full of personality, so it's real good.
I see.
Do you guys want to take a quick minute to discuss ReZero and to say like spoilers? We're going to discuss this now, or do
I
you
think
guys want to move on?
No, yeah, go ahead. It's fine.
go ahead
Okay,
and do that
cool.
because I know some people. I'm like my friends. We've tried to like think of possible theories, and I have no idea.
Okay, so spoilers.
Spoilers
For
for ReZero. Anybody
right.
watching
Spoilers.
ReZero? If you haven't
Stop
seen the
now.
latest episode, yeah, just go ahead and skip like the next 5 minutes or something.
So he wakes up. So Gabby, going back to what you're saying about
Mhm.
how the episode was like kind of boring because he's just kind of just milling about in this mansion, kind of doing regular household chores.
Right.
But I think at the end, the whole episode sets up for literally just that ending because nothing
Yeah,
happens,
really.
and then he wakes up, and it's like a week, earlier, and I'm sitting on my chair like, holy fuck, like what
Yeah.
happened?
Wait, it was a week earlier?
I think it was a week, right?
I
Was it
don't
a
really
week?
know.
Oh, I don't remember.
I thought it
Did
might
he
have been
work
a
for a
day.
week? Yeah, I thought it
think-
was a day,
No,
but
no.
could have been a
What?
week.
Can't
I
be
think
a
it was.
day.
I think it was a week.
I think it was a week. Yeah, I think they said
because,
like
yeah, at the
he's been.
end.
It's been a whole week now, and he's learned how to do this, this, and this, or whatever.
Right, and then like he was talking to whatever silver hair blonde
Amelia.
girl. Yeah,
Amelia.
and he was talking about how like he went to the like market like the week before or something, or like earlier that week, and he wants to take her, and that's what he was like really excited for his date, and then that's when.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know, crazy. And so I think someone murdered him, and I think it's the mage dude because not only does he look evil, but he's also one of the most powerful mages in the world, I guess.
hmm
So he probably did some voodoo magic and killed him somehow without knowing that.
Yeah,
He'll
because they
just
think he might be a spy or something.
right.
Just
So
because he's so like dumb.
yeah.
He's
also-
like he's too dumb. He's too
it's
dumb.
also weird and just random, right? Because
Yeah, exactly.
no one in the world like knows where he's from. He has these
And
weird
wears,
mannerisms.
and weird clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think?
And then my theory is I don't want this to be true. I want the story to be someone killed him and he like reset. But I think that there could be another possibility that he has to complete something within an X amount of time, or else he'll reset. And if they take the story in that direction, I feel like it'll just get like really confusing and convoluted because he will like that doesn't he doesn't know. It'll be so hard for him to figure out what he's doing wrong. Like what
Yeah.
does he need? Who does he need to save? Who does he need to change or whatever? So
Right.
I really.
That's
I
like
don't
infinite
really
possibilities.
Yeah, I just feel like that is just a much harder direction to go to than just the straightforward, like, someone killed him, now he needs to figure out who killed him, that kind of thing, but
Right. I mean,
That's
I'm mainly
my
just
theory.
waiting for the next episode because I think the next episode's gonna tell a lot about how the rest of this anime is gonna go. I feel like I agree with you that he's gonna have to like have some sort of not quest, but like he has to complete something in order for him to not reset. But I
He has
think
to hit the right checkpoint.
right. And I feel like it might have to do with the like pigtailed girl who's in the library because like they had a lot like they focused on their interactions a lot.
yeah, she was like,
Episode?
she did seem very important.
Yeah, and she's on the cover like picture, and I feel like all the girls in the cover picture, which is like Elia, is that what you said her name was? I forgot. I don't
Amelia.
remember that.
Amelia is the
Amelia,
silver
yeah.
hair girl,
Eliaton.
Amelia, oh
What does
yeah.
Ton mean?
Oh, it means like, I think it adds like sweetie or something kind
Yeah.
of. It's like
yeah.
affection.
I was just saying that because that's
Oh, that's
That's
what
what
she
they asked.
said. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
But Amelia, and then what was the other little blonde girl who steals stuff?
Felty. Something
Yeah,
like that?
Felt.
Felt.
Her, and then the librarian chick, and then the two twins
The two
maids
twins.
they're the 5 girls that are on the cover. So I feel like eventually he's gonna have to like save them all
Mhm.
through his like quests.
All right, so that's the end of our discussion for ReZero. No more spoilers. You can
Yeah.
go ahead and jump back here. Um, by the way, I just want to say if you've been watching the last 2 episodes of the YouTube videos of Daijoubu podcast, today Christian doesn't have Spider-Man behind him, and
It's his room,
and it's
and it looks clean.
yeah, it's basically because I cleaned my room. So
Nice.
I was like, all right, I'll clean my room and I won't put up the Spider-Man thing, even though I like it. I like the backdrop because it makes me feel like I'm in a little cave and like no one can bother me while I'm in my podcast zone.
Is that Scooby?
Yeah, that is Scooby over there.
Nice.
He's being all sleepy and lazy. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, so let's get into our Avatar: The Last Airbender debate.
All right, let's do this.
So today we're gonna have Gabby standing for Avatar being an anime, and she's gonna fight for it and why it is, and stand by her convictions. David is gonna be our negative Nancy. He is going to be against Avatar: The Last Airbender as an anime, and we're gonna open up the debate floor for Gabby first. Please state your position on why Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime.
Okay, so along with it just being like having the spirit of an anime, like there's nothing that like grand and like the developed story that there is in any other like cartoons that were made in America. Most cartoons are just very not superficial, because I want to say like Steven Universe or anything is like bad, but like that's only recently. Like I feel like Avatar might have been like the start of actually bringing in like anime, like not culture, but like the kind of story that can be for children or for adults, because that's a really common theme in anime. And I think that Avatar was one of the first American cartoons that started that. So I feel like in my heart, that's why I feel like it can be counted as anime. Also, like the fact that it is like animated in Korea, and even though Korea's not Japan, but it's right next by, it's right next door, so it's not. And like just in general, there's a lot of Asian influences in Avatar. The creators say that all the time that they get most of their influences from anime because they like anime too. So, and there were some like other things I was looking up online where some people were like, well, technically, anime is just the word for animation in Japan, so any cartoon is anime. I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's not why I feel like it is. Just because it has the spirit of an anime, and there aren't many other like American cartoons that have that spirit. Like, and so those are the main reasons that I feel that way.
So, I think that like the word anime, if you say it to anybody who doesn't watch anime, they just think Japanese, like or like nerdy American people watching Japanese cartoons or whatever. But we see anime as like an art form, an art medium, right? So I think what you're trying to say is that like people or like Japan has used anime as a medium to express more things than just comedy or fun. Like people in America just associate cartoons with just fun, but you're saying that Avatar: The Last Airbender was one of the first Western cartoons. I'm just going to call it that for now because I'm supposed to be like non-biased. But yeah, a Western cartoon that presented cartoons as an art form in recent generations, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah. So I really like that feel from it. Okay. Now, David, please state your defense.
All right. So here's my defense. I agree with what you're saying that it does have the spirit of an anime, but and also like it looks like an anime, and that's because a lot of Koreans help animate the series. So not only does it kind of have the spirit, but it kind of looks like it as well. The main problem I have it with being in an anime is, although it has the spirit, it doesn't have the right. I don't even know how to put this. Doesn't have the right feel to it as an anime. So, for example, say there's like a comedic part that happened in the last Airbender, right? And then they'll have this like face, like this expression that's very anime like, with like they're flabbergasted or whatever, and for me it feels off. It doesn't feel like they've got the correct timing right. If that makes sense. And I'm thinking, because I watch Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, they nail everything with their facial expressions to, how the characters act down to like a T. It's hilarious, right? But in Avatar, it's like they're kind of almost mimicking the style and not quite nailing it. What do you guys think?
I mean, I feel like that is more of an opinion. I don't know, because like, I guess that's just a matter of.
I think this debate is all opinion, though, Gabby.
Yeah, so, it's true, but I mean,
so opinion based is.
I don't know, because that just has to do with your kind of comedy. I mean, I'm sure there are probably anime that you've watched that the comedy doesn't hit for you either. That have been made in Japan.
Oh, I'm not talking about just the comedic aspect of it. I'm talking about
Yeah, give another example, because it did feel like you were just talking about the comedy. Like, what else feels off? You think that the whole show in general just doesn't feel like an anime? Is that what you're trying to say? Or is that what you're trying to prove?
To me, it falls like just short of correctly portraying itself as an anime, and in the sense that animes, they deal with emotions or feelings kind of a little differently than Western shows deal with emotions and feelings. So, I mean, of course, that's a given. This is a Western show that was made in, over here.
Yeah, like script writers in Japan, like their audience is different than American audiences, and
and just in general, their cultural background.
They're gonna write differently.
Exactly. So, in that sense, it's like, I see what you're going for, or but it just doesn't hit the nail on the head for me. It just. Like, I watch anime because of the specific ways that the writers write these scenarios. And while the last Airbender does a good job of doing their own scenarios, it's not the exact feel that I'm getting from a legit Japanese.
So, do you think that it would feel more Japanese if there was a high school setting?
Probably.
If they had a tsundere, if they had more ecchi, if they had more very stereotypical Japanese things. Okay. For real though, do you think that if you watched it and it just so happened to be Japanese voice actors and it was subbed, do you think that would change it for you?
That's a good question, because that's just completely just wow. I have no idea. Probably.
What if they made a Western and like a Western show and just gave Japanese voice actors? Do you think that'd make it feel Japanese for you?
That would make it feel Japanese for me, just because I watch so many
sub shows. You watch subbed all the time,
right?
Yeah.
So the feeling would be like, this is awesome. This is an anime.
Yeah, because Japanese voice actors are just so much different than American voice actors. Because it's the Japanese language or something. Like, they just say like the words that they say have so much more range, so much more emotion than just English for some reason. And I listen to cartoons and stuff, and whenever a cartoon character has like a crazy voice, it just sounds insane. But when I hear Japanese ones, I just think, oh yeah, that's Japanese,
Yeah, I feel like it's because I know the Asian languages in general use a lot of like onomatopoeias and stuff. Whereas like if a character in English was like, whoa! And that would be very strange, but if you did that in Japanese, it's not as weird. Because, I mean, in terms of anime, I don't think that they would necessarily. I don't know how it is if you did that in person, but in anime, it's just like a normal thing. And if you did that in anything else, it would be very strange. But yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from that, because I feel like a lot of Avatar, like. I'm still like thinking about the comedy. A lot of the comedy is more like physical comedy, whereas I feel like in Japan it's not as much physical. I don't know, like
right. It's I would say it's more scenario based
or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
And I get that. I don't know, but I feel I once again it's just down to opinion, I guess.
Okay. So, go ahead, David. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say. To be honest, like back to what you're saying, Gabby, that. It is just a word. So,
right.
Like how we call animated things here, we call them cartoons. You know,
Mhm.
Japanese people call it anime. So yeah. Really, it's just like what how you define what the word anime is, and in the end, it doesn't matter. You like what you like. So
Right.
who cares if it is one or not?
It's
Because
just a common. Sorry, you keep going.
I was just gonna say, I like Avatar. So
Yeah.
if someone says, "Hey, I don't think it's an anime," I'll be like, okay,
Yeah. For
I
me.
still like the show. Like,
yeah,
it hasn't
Yeah, it's
changed
not
my
gonna stop
opinion.
me.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, and like for me, it's just I feel like it's just always been associated with anime in my head because anyone who I knew watched anime watched Avatar, and so that's why in my head it always like just felt like anime because if we were talking about anime, I'd be like, oh, Avatar, and they're like, oh yeah, I love that too, and then it would just kind of
Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender is a very good segue or gateway show for Western audiences to get into anime because it's so likable and so relatable for like you said, children and adults. Like I don't think they have an age range of just
right.
cartoons. You know, cartoons are associated with children, and like when you say you're watching a cartoon, people think lesser of you, I guess.
right.
But back to anime as a word, I did look up the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of anime, and not to. Okay, yeah, no, to do this. Okay, so the definition does say a style of animation that was created in Japan and that uses colorful images, strong characters, and stories that have a lot of action.
Wow,
So,
that was a great definition.
And it fits
yeah,
Avatar
Merriam-Webster.
though, other than the like
No, it
the
wasn't.
style.
Yeah, so the only thing that doesn't fit Avatar is the creation in Japan thing.
Mhm.
So, um, I will say that based off this definition, you can't really say Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime, but you can say it is anime inspired. I feel like it is. Yeah, it draws all of its elements from Japanese anime. So
Wow, way to just completely
Shut
take away
everyone
the
down.
yeah.
yeah, that was exactly where I wanted to go with this whole debate. I just wanted to say that one line from the Webster Dictionary. But
But anime isn't an American word, so it can't be in the Webster Dictionary.
I don't think it has to be an American. There's a lot of borrowed words
What?
in English.
There's a lot of
That's a
borrowed
straight
words in
stealing.
Japanese
That's not
too.
borrowing. We're like,
No, like the word souvenirs, like French for memory or something.
What
You know?
the word maison is French for house, and in English that means French for house. So yeah, that's just a stupid joke. Okay, whoa, that was really weird. Hold on, my Skype camera looks like my door is opening. That was really weird. Okay, it's not opening,
Scary.
but okay, so that ends our debate. You like whether Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime is up to you. It's like we're not setting any definitions here. Like, is it or is it not? So just whatever you believe it. You know.
Right.
Just go
I want to
ahead.
say from a broader perspective, whether something's an anime or not, you should just like what you like. So, like for example, a lot of people debate whether Ruby's an anime or not. You know what? It doesn't matter. Just like what you like. Embrace who you are, and yeah.
Yeah, that's what our episode is about today. Be who you are. Be or be. Okay. So our last segment of today is going to be our guilty pleasures. And it took us a little bit to think about our guilty pleasures because when you think guilty, you think shame, right? You think feelings of just like of just shame and like
Pettiness, yeah.
hiding things. So being anime fans like we are, we don't really have shame. Like we each of us know that we love this genre and we don't really think of any one individual show as, oh yeah, that's disgusting that you watched that. Like we don't point at each other and say like, oh, you watched SAO? Oh, bad taste. Like, you know, you shouldn't have to like you shouldn't say really mean things about other people in the community because as long as we're all like enjoying anime together, that's, you know, this is our community. You shouldn't shut down people for liking different things that you don't think are good.
Right.
So it took us a little while to think of our guilty pleasures, but
Yeah.
does anybody want to start with theirs or do you want me to go?
I mean, I can go with mine, I guess. I basically just went through my anime list because my anime list is what I used it like way back in the day, and I looked through and I was like, which ones would I think that I would want to take off of this list nowadays? And
That was a
and so
good way.
Yeah, so basically the ones that I came down to were things that I watched like in middle school that now I'm like I remember like there's nostalgia factor because I remember loving it so much, and then I went and I tried to watch them again yesterday and it did not go well. Um One of them is Negima, and it's like a harem anime, and I don't usually watch harem anime. I don't know why I watched it back then, but it's a harem anime where like there's this 10-year-old kid who is the teacher because he's like a genius and like I think he's like some sort of wizard or something if I remember correctly. He can perform magic and he becomes a homeroom teacher of I think a middle school, even though none of the girls look like they're in middle school. They look like they're in high school. But and basically it's the story of them like going and doing like magic adventures and stuff every once in a while, and the fact that they all like love him even though he's 10 years old.
Okay,
Right.
wait. I'm looking at the cover. Okay, you said harem. Okay, so it's gonna be like one boy and all girls, right?
Right.
Okay. I thought they were all girls. I was like,
You can hear
whoa.
him the other way.
Yeah, no. Like Oran Host
Yeah.
Club's the other way. I thought this was
Yeah.
all girls. Like the main
Mhm.
character was a girl too. I was like, what?
No, that's a boy.
This picture is very weird. So
Well, yeah, because the animation is not top notch. That's for sure. I think the animation, the drawing for the manga, if I remember correctly, is a lot better. But in the anime, I could not get through the first episode when I watched it yesterday because like their eyes are really far apart, and like the thing that aggravated me the most is there were some shots of them running away, and their character moved so much faster than their legs moved, and I was like, oh no. But yeah, it's just really cheesy, and I mean, I remember loving it so much, and it just obviously didn't hold up at all. And David, you said, did you like read it or something?
Uh, yeah. Me and my friends in middle school, we just like passed around the manga, and
Mhm.
only because we were horny middle schoolers, and we are like, oh, look at these like drawings of high school girls, nice. And
Right.
so I never like got into the story or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it for the story. I mean, and I want the main girl. Her name is Asuna, which I'm like Asuna, but and she was always like the one you rooted for, obviously, because she's the main one, and she was kind of a tsundere character because she was like aggressive and stuff. But and then the other one that there are like two others I chose. There's Shugo Chara, which is like when you watch it, it just feels very like childish. It's about a girl who every kid has like an egg within them that is their true self, and if you like believe in your true self, then you get like these little chibi characters that like float around you, and you can like do a character transformation and stuff like that. And I watched the first episode and it wasn't like horrible. I probably would maybe watch it again, but there's like 100-something episodes now. I only watched the first season back in the day, and I really liked it. And then I remember having a huge crush on like the enemy guy. He was like a cat boy, and I was like, oh. And he was that was the big reason I wanted him and the main character to get together, but I don't really know if it ever happened. And then Hot Gimmick was just a manga that I read. Me and my friends read in middle school. And it was like a little more risque because it's about this girl who like she goes to buy like a pregnancy test for her older sister at the convenience store, and then like the son of the guy who owns their apartment complex like saw her like having the pregnancy test, and so he like basically blackmails her into being his slave. And that's how it goes.
Nice.
And so it's very interesting.
So
and,
wait, so how old were you when you watched it or read this?
I was just in middle school.
Okay, so that's why it was shameful because it's
Right.
like this is too risque.
Exactly,
For, like,
and like I think the second to last manga of it was like you could only be 18 years or older to buy it because I think there were like boobs in it or something. And like because it was like I know one of my friends like had all of them because like I think her mom
she had
was
all
like,
the
"Yeah, I'll buy
boobs.
it." Yeah, all the boobs. And so we would just like pass it around and be like, ooh, make sure no one was seeing what was, because it was just like there was a lot of sexual innuendo and lots of that. So.
Yeah, looking at the cover, it does look pretty sexual. It's pink and I don't know. She has her mouth open,
Yeah.
so risque. So yeah.
But yeah, those are my, I guess, guilty pleasure. Even though I kind of want to reread Hot Gimmick and see what it's about.
Yeah, I get that feeling. Okay, my guilty pleasures. Huh. Yeah, so my guilty pleasures are basically just two shows that I know are. One of them is. Okay, they're both about girls, and they have a lot. Look at my dog. He's just rolling around in the background. Okay. Both of them are about girls, and one of them I definitely picked up because there was a scene of two girls kissing, and it's all Yuri. The whole show is just about Yuri, which is Japanese for, what is it, lesbian fantasy,
Girl
I guess?
on girl, yeah.
Girl on girl action. And me being a boy, I was like, okay, I'm just getting into anime, like I really need to watch this. And so I did, and that show is called Sakura Trick. And basically, it's, I'm not gonna like say the premise or anything, but every episode is split into two sections, and the whole show is how can these two girls who are just getting into Yuri make out without their friends finding them. And that's all it is. In every half, like the show is split into two halves, and every single half just has like one great animated makeout sesh between these two girls. And funny story about the show, I got my gay friend to watch it, and he's a guy, and I just told him that it's a cute love story about girls, and he said, all right, I'll give it a try. And I gave him to watch it, and he messaged me back and said, I stopped at episode 6. This is way too uncomfortable for me. And I was just saying, I'm sorry. Like, I knew you wouldn't like it, but I had to see your reaction. And he was saying just for me he was gonna finish it, and he finished it, and he did agree that the ending was very cute, and like it ties everything together, and like it's a very, very lovely story, but at the same time the show uses way too much ecchi, like way too much fan service for the male audience. So I do feel shameful having this on my anime list. So whatever. It was a fun ride. I do like watch it again just to like see how beautiful it is, because I think it was animated like, I don't know, 2014 or something, and so it's just like the art looks so cool, but also very, very pervy. All right, so my second show is gonna have to be Love Lab, and that show is about girls in high school that don't know how to get boyfriends, or they don't know how to get guys, because I think they're in an all-girl school. I can't really remember, but and so like most of the girls are all very oblivious to relationships, and one girl, Maki, the one with the orange hair, she lied in like the first episode and said that she's been with like tons of guys in middle school. Like she was like the player, and then all the girls like look up to her and ask her for love lab lessons, and they go into a room and they call it their love lab, and they just write down silly ways to like get a boy to fall for you or whatever, and they end up being really, really dumb. And Maki, the main character, she hasn't had any relationships with any guys, but at the same time, like, she knows all of these are very stupid ways. Like, the one girl who keeps coming up with scenarios, one of the scenarios was, all right, so you drop one of your hair clips, and you bend down to go pick it up, and like you drop it in front of a guy,
right.
And then the guy is watching you, and you flip your hair into their face, and then you hit them, and they're all disoriented, and then you take them away. And then like, obviously that doesn't sound like a way to pick up a guy, so Maki will, like, shoot them down, and just say, like, are you an idiot? No, you have to do this. And it's a really silly, funny show. Every time I hear the OP, I just squeal. I think it's so cute, and all my friends have come to my house to like watch an anime, and if we get done with that anime and we have nothing else to do, I'll just put on an episode of Love Lab, and I don't care what they think. I'm just like, I'm gonna listen to this OP, and you guys are gonna sit here and enjoy it, and they're just like, okay, whatever. But yeah, Love Lab, I can probably watch it all the time because they do create really great relationships between the girls, and like, towards the end it gets like really awkwardly emotional, and it's great. It's not actually crap. But that's just my own opinion. So anybody can think
Yeah.
anybody can think Love Lab's crap. But those are my two guilty pleasures.
Yeah, I mean, with mine, Negima, I feel like doesn't really have. I mean, I don't really remember much other than the fact that it was harem, so I don't remember if there's much like purpose or like meaning behind anything. But in Shugo Chara, it was a lot about like be true to yourself, be who you like are, and like don't try and hide aspects of yourself. Because the girl like acts like she's all tough when inside she like wants to be real cute, and so I feel like that's probably why it rang so much with me when I was in middle school, because that's like when you're lost and you're trying to find yourself. Who am I? So, yeah. Good message.
Right. Last but not least, David, go ahead. What is your guilty pleasure?
So my guilty pleasure anime, is going to be Ayura. For those who don't know what it is, it's a very short anime. I think each episode is like 4 minutes long, and there's like 12 episodes or something. And it's an anime about 3, I don't know, middle school girls, high school girls. I have no idea.
I think they're starting high school. Yeah.
Yeah, they look really young, but yeah, and they literally do nothing each episode, and it's super adorable and cute, and I love all of the characters, and it just makes me feel happy inside. So it's a guilty pleasure for me because, like, I don't know, I'm looking at the score on Mal right now, and it's 6.87. And I rated it. I finished the series and immediately rated the show a 10 out of 10.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's definitely a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's definitely a 10 out of 10. And Christian knows I don't rate anything on my Mal, right? I just leave it completed or non-completed, and that's the end of it. And Ayura is, I think, one of 2 of 10 out of 10 episodes that I rated. Yeah. So Gabby, definitely check it out when you can. It's 4 minutes. There's no commitment. You could be on the toilet and watching it and be done.
Yeah, like, and it's like 4 minutes with like a 1.5 minute OP. So the shows are like, the episodes are 2 minutes long.
And the OP is amazing.
Yeah, the OP is so weird, and it's just about these girls singing about crab, how much they love crab. And it has, like, we've looked up all these explanations of the Ayura theme song, and no one has a straightforward message. They're just saying, they're just saying, like, what was it? Oh, okay, so apparently there's some Apple product in Japan called the Ayura, like lowercase I-U-R-A, and so this name is a pun on that. And the reason why it has something to do with Apple is because in the OP they have Steve Jobs. Like they randomly just put Steve Jobs in their OP, and they also have crabs everywhere. So everyone's just like, Steve Jobs, crabs, cancer. Is this about cancer?
Yeah,
and no one knows. Like, it's just
is that like weird. Is that Steve Jobs' sign, like his astrological sign?
No,
he died of cancer. Yeah, he died.
I know, but
of, like,
the crab isn't crab like the
cancer? Crab is cancer. So like,
okay.
Yeah, that's what they were putting 2 and 2. They're like crab cancer. So.
But but why? That's sad.
No one knows. It's just really random and silly. But yeah, like David came over one day and was like, I've got Ayura on my hard drive right now. Let's do it. And he like just watched it. And so we just sat there for 20 minutes and watched the whole season. And I was like,
all of it.
And I just sat there and I was like,
I would definitely watch it.
Wow.
But like that, just that much of a time commitment.
10.
Totally.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. And when Christian said it was a 10 out of 10, I thought he was making fun of me, but no, he just loves it as much as I do. So,
yeah, I thought it was really great.
Apparently other people don't. 6.87? That's so low.
So low,
this deserves more. So yeah, that's my guilty pleasure. The other one I was thinking about is Nisekoi, and Nisekoi is just this like straight run off the mill harem where there's this dude and he has a bunch of girls that want him, but nothing happens ever. So pretty enjoyable. I would recommend.
Nisekoi has like a higher-ish score. I mean, at least I thought I think I have this on my list being like, I want to watch this because I didn't really know.
Oh yeah, people love Nisekoi. That's why I've only seen the first season, so there's a second season, and I've only seen the first one, and it's enjoyable, you know. But Ayura definitely takes the cake for moe stuff. Yeah.
All right. Another thing about that show is just like people, whenever they refer to it, they just say thighs. because they just
Oh, yeah.
they draw these these high school girls' thighs like so sexualized and so
I just looked
thick.
it up on Google Images, and I'm just like,
You see thighs
okay.
everywhere, don't
Yeah,
you? Yeah,
literally though.
yeah. So that's their fan service. It's just
Yeah,
great
but
thighs.
it's not too many. It's not too much fan service.
Yeah, it's
kinda
not
thing.
like they don't show like panty shots or anything.
Oh yeah.
It's
Mhm.
like it's well done fan service. So I don't know. Maybe I think it's well done. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it's well done too. Very
All
solid.
right. So I guess that wraps it up, right, guys?
We can talk about
Next week.
next week's themes.
Uh-huh.
I wrote down a few.
Okay.
And
Let's take a look. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
decide on what we should talk about for next week. Let's pick
Sure.
2. So it looks like our options for next week are hidden gem or hidden gem animes that are maybe lesser known that we think are really good.
that you probably discovered and probably no one's heard about. So.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Favorite or good one-season anime? What do you mean by that, David?
So there's a lot of animes that have only gotten one season, whether it's a continuation of a manga or not, but it only has one season, right?
Okay.
So an anime that only has one season that you think is really good.
Okay. And the next option is favorite character from any anime. Okay, I like that one a lot because
I put favorite / least favorite because like I was like I don't know if we could talk about
yeah.
and then like kind of compare them and then also or like favorite least favorite villains.
Yeah, we can explain like why they are so bad or something.
Sure, yeah, like main MCs or villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like that's what character meant. Like character can mean like good or bad, but
Right.
Yeah.
Or a secondary character.
Yeah.
Really anyone you want.
okay. And then the next topic would be what's a theme in an anime that personally connects with you. Okay, so are you saying like an archetype of anime that like whenever we see it in different animes, we're just like, oh, this is my anime now. Like, oh, you got the tsundere that is falling for the main character. Oh yeah, I love this show. Are you talking about tropes like that or?
I was thinking about like what. So we were talking about Last Airbender, and Gabby was talking about how it has adult themes that connects with adults and children as well. So I was talking more about what's a theme in a certain anime that you find connecting personally with you. So in Last Airbender, it could be like, hey, they really touched on relationships and
Yeah, or like I feel for Sokka because he can never get the love. So.
Right, and
his girlfriend turned into the moon. Same here,
right. But also what you were saying, Christian. So
Wait, didn't
Either or.
Sokka like actually get the Kyoto girl?
Yeah, he did.
It does.
But
Okay,
I'm talking about the
okay.
moon girl.
Spoilers.
Whoa!
My bad. Yeah, I forgot to say that. But okay.
But it was never confirmed that they got married. Just at the end of sorry.
Wow, salty Avatar fan. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's just make the last one the animes that have made you cry, which
Like all of them for me.
all
yeah,
of Christian too.
I watched Nozaki-kun, and like whenever those fireworks are shooting, fireworks are coming out of my eyes. Yeah, I know. Okay. What do you guys think? I think I do like the favorite characters.
Okay.
Like
same.
let's
I
talk
think
about
that's a pretty
favorite
broad topic.
characters, and then what do you guys feel should be another one?
I don't know, kind of like the hidden gem one.
I also like the hidden gem one as well.
Hidden gem. I
It's
just
either that or
the only thing bad with hidden gem for me is that I haven't watched that much anime, and the anime I do watch, I like make sure it's good before I watch it. Except for Sakura Trick and Love Lab, but like I also know that they're not gems or like Girls in Panzer. Like I just the things I watch are either like really good, really highly rated shows, or just crap, like bottom of the barrel. Okay, and I like bottom of the barrel stuff, so I'm just a freeloader. Anyways, so I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a hidden gem. Do you guys have hidden gems already in your head?
No.
Not
Okay.
really. I mean, the only thing I can think of a hidden gem is like more of like a manga that I've read. There's a manga called Yotsuba that like
Wait.
Not many people. I don't know. I love it, but I've never heard many people talk about it. But she's like she's a popular character, but I don't know if many people know her story.
That's a huge manga. Like a lot of people read that.
I guess I just haven't met. Oh, there's one called Paradise Kiss. Have you seen
4chan's mascot, man.
Yotsuba?
I know. Yeah, Yotsuba, but no one knows that. Like people just think she's a cute like girl with green hair with 4 piggy tails.
Yeah. That
sounds... People don't actually know that she has like a manga and like a hilarious story to go with her.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. So, okay, well, since this is so controversial, let's do it. Let's do Hidden Gem. So, our 2 topics for next week are going to be Hidden Gem animes, and finally, favorite characters or least favorite characters from any anime. So, stay tuned for next week. If you liked what you're watching, follow us on Twitch, follow us on YouTube, subscribe or whatever.
Twitter, I've been doing stuff on Twitter.
Yeah, so. We have a Twitter account now, and we're like sharing and just whatever. Be a part of our community. Like, help us out. Tell us what you guys think that we should be doing better.
We would love feedback, guys. Yeah. I think there's only one person watching this. Hi, Iron. And, so feedback is really appreciated. Yeah, reach out to us.
Yep. And I hope you guys like this week. And don't forget, Daijoubu! We're so cute and funny. Don't you guys agree?
Every time. Cringing.
大丈夫だよ。大丈夫なの？大丈夫か？大丈夫。